Hey everyone, how are you? This is Rashida Malade Sule. Welcome to my YouTube channel or my Facebook. I'm out here in the backyard and just needed to talk about um, a lot of what's been going on around the world lately, and it has really put fear in a lot of people. And I was listening to one of Neville Goddard, and when he talked about his mentor, Abdullah. I wanted to just come on here real quick and talk about that. So once again, my name is Rashida Malade Sule. How you guys doing? If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Be a part of our family. My teachings have just totally changed from, because many of you now used to do skincare. I still do that. I still talk about skincare. Next week, I'm going to be coming up with your mind and skincare, your health, and your thoughts and your health, mental health, mental health, physical health, and spiritual health. So I wrote down some things that is something that I know, but it's something that needs to be reiterated at this time. And why do I say that? As you all see, there's been so much killing and murdering and, you know, people shooting and stores, churches. And what that is doing is putting so much fear into people. And people are so fearful right now, they don't want to go to church. Some people don't even want to go to the store to buy anything. People are scared of even going out. You never know what's going to happen. um, Today's Tuesday, and we were on Join My Tribe. We were on, which is my subscription program that I have. So we were talking this morning about why is it when I get started, the sun comes up? Really? That's cool. Cool, but not really cool for the recording because now you guys see this is the sun. Like I'm on my porch area. So Neville Goddard, if you know Neville Goddard, he was a teacher, such an amazing guy. But have you ever wondered who taught him? Where did he learn all the things that he know from? And I found out that it was from a guy called Abdullah. Abdullah was an Ethiopian rabbi. Abdullah, black Ethiopian rabbi. He was a Jew, grew up in a Jewish family. And a lot of times we think when we say Jew, many of you would think, you know, white Jew, but no, he was a black Jew from Ethiopia. And he lived in New York in the 1920s, 1930s, when um, segregation was huge at those times. And Abdullah lived in New York like those things did not exist in his world. I'm talking about this because I want you to know that when you know who you are, your physical circumstances do not matter. You create the physical circumstances. You create what you want. So Abdullah, one of his students was Neville Goddard. He had another student who is Joseph Murphy. I love Joseph Murphy. And I love Neville Goddard. Joseph Murphy was able to break down the Bible like no other. So did Neville. What am I trying to say? This time, with everything that is going on in the world, do not allow it to keep you in a state of fear, where you're so fearful you can't do anything. Remember, what you think about is what you bring about. The more fear that people are having, what's happening is, or what's going to happen is that you bring more frequency of fear. And what is the frequency? Your vibration. You're so fearful. You're scared to death. Like, oh my God, if I do this, if I do that. You're thinking about it. So what you're thinking about, you're going to end up bringing into your life, into your world. And you don't want that. So you have to, I'm urging you to do what Abdullah had Neville Goddard do in those days. Back to Abdullah. How is a black man, a black Ethiopian for that matter, able to live in the deep-rooted times of segregation? And he lived fearlessly, lived in abundance, luxuriously. That's just how he lived. So, Neville Goddard was originally from Barbados. So he moved to New York and started learning from Abdullah. So Neville Goddard had told Abdullah, like, he's been here for 20-something years. For some reason, he is missing Barbados. He wants to go home. He wants to go home and visit, right? Oh, this sun is true, Lord. He wants to go home. So he told Abdullah, I want to go to Barbados. Do you know what Abdullah said? Abdullah said, you are in Barbados. I want y'all to get this. He said, I want to go and visit. I want to go to Barbados. Abdullah, his mentor, said, you are in Barbados. Because whatever you put in your mind is what you become. So Neville Goddard said he didn't get it. But eventually he said, Abdullah says, wherever you are, whatever you want, just believe that you have it. Begin to walk in it. Begin to be about it. It said here, when you know who you are, your physical circumstances does not matter, because we know that our physical circumstances, our environment, will change based on our state of mind. So you first of all have to think about what you want here, and then eventually it falls. It shows up in the physical. The physical circumstances respond to support our environment. It supports our change, and it supports our being. Did you get that? Physical circumstances. Our physical circumstances responds to support our environment. It responds to support the change, and it responds to support our being. So whatever it is that you want, you have to be in it now. A lot of people are speaking these things, but are they really living these things? Because until you start living it, you're not going to experience what I'm talking about here. The physical circumstances responds to our conviction. It responds to our conviction. What is your conviction? What is your conviction? What do you believe? What do you believe? Don't just say one thing and do the other. What do you believe? When you know who you are, your physical environment and circumstances does not matter. You are unaffected. You are unaffected. You're not affected at all by what's going on in the government. I'll be looking at people when they be talking about, oh, the government this, the government that, the government. Your life is not ruled by the government. Your life is ruled by you. You're the one who controls your circumstance. You're the one who, whatever life you're living right now, it's you. And if you want to live a better life, begin to think better. Begin to do better. Begin to look at things that are better around you. Okay, so this that I'm talking about. So Abdullah continued to tell him, you are in Barbados. You are in Barbados. Lay down, go to sleep as if you're in Barbados. Wake up as if you're in Barbados. Neville Goddard said that he did this for 4 weeks. He did this for a month. Nothing happened. Every time, like let's say when he did it for the first week and it didn't work, he wanted to go back to Abdullah and tell Abdullah. Abdullah would not pay him any mind. Abdullah would just shut him down. He wouldn't pay him any mind. Because all he wants Neville to have in his mind is that he is in Barbados. And he also told him, he says, you're not only going to be in Barbados, you're going to be in Barbados you got there through first class. You were on the plane first class, you're going to come back first class on the plane. Neville didn't have a dime to his name. He didn't have any money. He didn't have any money. But he believed in what Abdullah was saying, because the way Abdullah was living himself, it was unreal. There were so many slaves at this time. Slaves were being bought left, right, and center. Abdullah was living like he was living heaven on earth. His life wasn't lived by the circumstances of the world, by the rules and regulations of the world. He was living by the law. He was living by the law that God had laid down. He didn't see himself as a physical. He saw himself as a spirit that could do all things. Anything, all things. He was not moved by the circumstances of the world. I'm saying this because I don't want you to be moved by the circumstances of what's going on. All these things will occur. But it will only come knocking on your door when you call it. When you begin to be so fearful. A lot of people going to church these days praying to God, don't let that happen to them, don't let that happen to them. When you say don't let nothing happen to you, it literally means that you're already believing that something's going to happen to you. Neville Goddard wanted to go home to Barbados. He didn't have any money. None. And Abdullah told him, you are already in Barbados. Do you know, after a month or month and a half, I've actually put the link at the bottom so you can click on the link and watch and listen to Neville Goddard telling the story. Because when I was listening to the story, I've heard it before a long time ago. When I was listening to the story, something dropped in me that I needed to tell you all. Stop putting vibrations and frequencies out there that you do not want. When all of us are all in fear, that's all we're going to get is fear. But if all of us are happy, excited, Not even looking at the things of the world. Focus more on the things the life that we want to live on earth before we do go back. Those are the things that's going to happen for us. When you know who you are, why should you settle? Do you know? Neville Goddard was sleeping. And I don't know. I think whether he found $50 under his bed in an envelope or something. Click on the link. Listen to him. He found $50. $50. He got $50 from somewhere. And he said, back in those days, you can buy shoes for $3. You can buy a whole suit, a whole outfit for $12. I was like, dang. So he had 50. Remember, Abdullah told him that he will go in first class. Neville Goddard manifested third class. He got the ticket, but he was in third class on the ticket. Do you know, the day that Neville Goddard wanted to leave to go to Barbados, he got to Barbados. He got to the where he was at the flight to get in to the plane, and they literally told him, they said, "Oh, somebody canceled, so you get an upgrade to first class." Y'all hear what I say? Do you hear me? I believe it so much because I live it. This life that I'm telling you about, I live it. I believe it so much. Neville Goddard got there, and they literally told him that someone had canceled someone's seat had been canceled, and they took him from third class all the way to first class. He got to Barbados first class. He came back first class. You know what Abdullah was saying to him? Every time that he went to Abdullah would slam the door on him. He would not hear what he has to say. Abdullah does not want to listen to any reason. You know why? Because your job is to know what you want and to believe that you're able to receive it without questioning. How? Many of us want to know how. How? How is it going to happen? How? It's like someone who wants to get pregnant. Do you get half pregnant? Do you get incy-bincy pregnant? Do you get, you're pregnant, you're pregnant. Now all you have to do is wait for the manifestation. Wait for the gestation time. Wait for the time where the baby is growing and everything is happening, and boom, you have the baby. That's it. Do you go to a pregnant woman and say, how did it happen? Really? How did it turn into a baby? How did it not turn into? No. Know what you want. Neville Goddard wanted to go back to Barbados. He hadn't been there for 20-something years. He didn't have the money to get there. And all Abdullah, who is an Ethiopian black rabbi, are you getting what I'm saying here? Ethiopian black rabbi in 1920s and 30s who lived in New York amongst the creme de la creme of them days and was living in luxury because he had a physical body. But the thing is, he was spiritually living everywhere he went. Do you know back in those days, a black man could not buy opera tickets? Abdullah loved opera. Abdullah loved opera. And there was a time where Neville Goddard was thinking, oh, should I go help you buy it? Because Neville Goddard is white. So he was like, should I go help you buy it? And Abdullah's like, buy what? Buy my ticket? No. Why would you go buy my ticket? Abdullah walked to the movie, to the station where you buy the opera tickets. He walked there and he said, 2 opera tickets, please. And I do not want to be in the back. I don't want to be all the way in the front. I want to be between the 6th and the 8th aisle. That's where he wants to be. That's where he has seen himself, right? And all they do is get him the 2 tickets, and he says thank you and walk away. And that's it. An African Ethiopian rabbi was the one that bought ticket for Neville Goddard and took him to the opera for the first time of his life. And we're talking about the 1930s. 1930s. He took Neville Goddard to the movies, to the opera. They were there for 5 hours. Neville Goddard got to a place where he said he was bored he was bored crapless after a couple of hours. Abdullah was taking it all in. I'm saying all of this to say, you can choose to continue watching the news and let that control this. You can choose to penetrate and focus on this person dying, this world is going down, this is doing that. Or you can choose to focus your mindset on the greatness, the abundance of God. It's your choice. It's your choice. Do you know the power that you have to control your circumstances? It's your choice. You know, it's your choice. It's your choice. One thing, there was 3 things that Abdullah, that I love so much about him. 3 things that I got, that I was listening to. It says, don't ever settle for partial manifestation. Don't ever settle for partial manifestation. I know many times you hear manifestation. We hear manifestation everywhere. Not everybody know what the heck it is. It's like a buzzword. You hear manifestation, you hear visualization, you hear affirmation, you hear all of that. You do it for like maybe 2-3 days, you don't see anything, and then you just stop. Because you don't know how. You don't know how. I love when I heard about Abdullah, it took my breath away. It took my breath away. Why did it take my breath away? 1930s, guys. 1930s. A black man, an Ethiopian man, a rabbi, living in New York City in the 71st or 72nd Street. Living as if he didn't see himself black, white, or whatever. He was living, and he was living rich. He says, don't settle for petty manifestations. If you want something, be extremely specific. Make sure you have clarity on that one thing that you're looking for. Stay on that one thing. Let it be the center of your mind at all times. Let it be what you are concerned about all the time. It may take a week. It may take 4 weeks. It may take a month. It may take 3 months. But all you need to know is that what you have asked for, it is on its way. Be expectant. Stop doubting. Now we have people that don't want to go to church anymore. We have people that can't even go to the stores anymore. They're in their house frightened, crapless. All of this things that I'm telling you, you can use it for your life. You can use it for your health. You can use it for your marriage. You can use it for your business. Because you are a spirit living in a physical body. But you have to connect with your inner side, with who you are, before you can begin to see massive things happening. That's why Abdullah was able to tell Neville Goddard, go lay down and begin to imagine that you are in Barbados. What are you doing in Barbados? What are some of the things that you do in the morning when you get up? Do that in your sleep. Lay down and begin to imagine you doing that. Lay down and begin to imagine you doing that. Do it long enough until what you have asked for has come. And watch. You will agree with me. Everywhere you turn, manifestation this, visualization this, the number this, the spirit this. This is all we're talking about now. Because people have they've figured it out. They figured it out. It says the third thing that Neville does the third thing that Abdullah does, he has this thing which is called the power of slamming the door. The power of slamming the door. Every time Neville Goddard would he'll see that it's a week, it's 2 weeks, it's 3 weeks, nothing is happening yet. He would now go back to Abdullah and he wants to know why. Abdullah will not consent to whatever it is that he wants to ask. Because what he wants to know is, am I doing something wrong? Am I not doing it right? How is it going to happen? How does these things happen? How does a sperm get into a womb and become a whole child? Who does that? How? You don't want to know the how. The how. The how is not your business. You wanting to know the how is you wanting to know how water get inside the coconut. How does water get in the coconut? There's some secret things that you cannot know. But as a Christian, you know who's doing it. You know the power that you have. You know that you are creator. You know that you can create. You know that, whatever you want, you can have. Because it says in Matthew, ask and you shall be given. Seek and you shall find. Knock, the door shall be open unto you. Jesus died so that you may have life and have it in abundance. If you're not experiencing abundance, there's a problem. And it's not a problem, it's just that you don't know how. So he said the power of slamming door. Never wanted to go home. Every time when that realization didn't come to fruition yet, he will always go back and ask Abdullah. Abdullah will slam the door. Because Abdullah did not want anything to interfere what he had told Neville to do. Slamming the door is shutting down the logical reasoning. Our logical reasoning mind, the logic, it wants to know, how is this going to happen? How is this going to go down? I want my business to soar. How is this going to happen? How is not your business. Don't worry about the how. What do you want? What do you want? That's it. Once you know what you want, begin to imagine yourself in it. Begin to be it. Begin to know that you're living it now. And what would now happen is everything would begin to align to give you what you want. That is law. That's law. You plant a seed on the ground. You don't go to where you plant the seed and begin to wonder how is it all coming together that it would shoot up and actually, come out of the ground. We don't know how. We don't know how. Every time that you say you want something and your mind is said, oh, how that gonna happen? Shut it out. Slam the door on it. And when I say slam the door on it, begin to act as if, you know what? I don't even want to know how. Just say, I don't want to know how. All I know is I'm already living it now. What I want, I already have it now. And begin to act as if you have it. You have to act as if. That is it. Act as if. Slamming the door is shutting down the logical reasoning mind, because the logical reasoning mind wants answers. It wants to know how things is going. Slam the door on your reasoning and go back to the end. Slam the door on your reasoning and go back to the end. Because the minute the doubt creeps in, it is over. Forget about it. That's why you see so many people say their prayers don't get answered. You get on your knees, you're praying to God. But then before you even get up, you're already saying, is this even possible? Oh, God may not do this thing. You're the spirit. You just told yourself it can't be possible, so it won't be possible. We limit the things that God can do in our life. We put them in such little boxes. God, I need a job. I fill out for an application. I need a job. I want a job. God can't get you a job. How about this? How about God? I need, or I want this much, or I want this. That money that you want, what is it going to do for you? You see, never God didn't ask for money. Never God had said, I miss home. I want to go to Barbados. The money for it came. What do you want? Don't want the money for the house. Rather want the house. The money will come. If you want to be in a serious, fundamental, amazing relationship where the man or the woman will love you recklessly, I love it. But one of my friends, she was like, Rashida, God did it. My God, this man, he loves me recklessly. I've never heard such things in my life. Do you know what it is? Can you imagine being loved, not being judged, and you being loved recklessly? Yeah? Do you know what that is? It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. She said, and how does she do it? If you're looking for someone that's going to love you completely, not judge you, not look down on you, not say, oh, you don't talk right, you don't look right, you don't smell, all these things. You're looking for someone to love you recklessly. Please don't go, oh, he got to be tall, he got to be short, he got to, What do you want? Do you want to be loved, or you just want a picture perfect guy? He got to be picture perfect. You know what this girl did? So I had a self-image 4 weeks course. It was a mastermind, right? And I taught her about visualization and affirmations and stuff like that. And then we talked about the vision board. If you do not have a vision board, go get yourself a vision board. Get yourself a vision board. That vision board, put on there what you want. Because I told you what you want needs to be ahead of you at all times. She says she put herself and she put her perfect couples were Imani and her husband. And Iman is black and the husband is white. She put that there. And then she took Imani's face off and she put her face on Iman. And the husband was there. And the colleges, or where she wants her children to go to school, she has the picture there, the car that she wants to drive, the house she wants to live in. She has all of that there. She called me not too long ago. One of these days, I'm gonna bring her on so she can tell the story. Called me not too long ago, and she literally said, Rashida, God has been good. And you know what? He doesn't only love her recklessly. The man also has money to take care of her recklessly. He's never been married. She got kids. She got 2 children, 2 daughters, teenagers. This dude has never been married. He ain't got no children. Won't he do it? We got billions of people in the world. And some people crying over one situation. Sweetheart, if one man leaves you, oh Lord, and you a good woman, you best believe there's one that's around the corner that you are his crown jewel. My love, if a girl leaves you and says she's no longer interested in you, and you know you're a good guy, you have a good heart, let it go. If it's yours, it'll come back to you. If it's not yours, let it go. There's so many amazing women that are out there that are looking for amazing men. Live as if what you want, you have it now. This friend of mine began to walk as if she was already married, began to act as if she even got herself a ring and put it on her hand. Got herself a ring and put it on her hand. You're living as if you are already Mrs. Somebody. It sounds crazy, but you know what? All the people that many of y'all is envying, many of them don't know how to teach. They will not teach you these things. They're not going to tell you these things. They're not going to tell you because they feel like if they tell you, you probably think they're crazy. You probably think they're crazy. But Rashida's telling you, begin to try these things. Try it long enough for it to work for you. If you know that you're the type that would get on and get off and get on and get off, then join a group. Join a group that's going to hold you by the hand and be accountable, that you can be accountable to. Do that. Invest that in yourself. Some groups are even free. Some groups are free. You know, join my tribe. It's $22 a month. Get that. That's less than $1 coffee every day. You can't do this alone because life as you already know it knows you. Your subconscious knows you more than you know yourself. And the subconscious doesn't like change. So when you're about to change and start to act like you rich, you start to walk rich because your mindset got to change. Once you begin to do all of that, your mindset, your subconscious is going to tell you what? You okay? Are you walking all crazy? Why are you acting all crazy? You act like you got $1 million in the bank. Girl, you know, there ain't nothing there but negatives. That's okay. Continue to act as if it's there. Get excited. Get excited. It's there. It's waiting on you. It's there. Begin to live your life as if everything that you've asked for, you have received. This is what I want to bring to you all today. Killing here and there and everywhere. My condolences go out to everyone who has lost, because it's a lot of times some people can't even recover from that. You send children to school and children got shot. Or you go to the store, you want to go buy something real quick to come and cook for your family. It's hard. It really is. But one thing I want to say is, or you go to church to pray. That happened in Norway, Nigeria. You go to church to pray. And you get shot. I don't even want to say It's like, so that fear, look at it this way. If you hold on to that fear, if you hold on to that fear, at the end of the day, what is going to happen? You're just going to end up isolating yourself, not doing anything. Nothing good comes out of that. If you're not careful, your health is going to get all jacked up. So many things are going to happen to you. Begin to live as if the things that you're asking for, you have it. And it will be yours. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not a part of our family, join us. I come on here minimal once a week. Sometimes I do once a day. Sometimes I do twice a week. If you're subscribed to my channel already, meaning you've clicked the subscription button, you've actually hit the subscription and you have the notification. You've hit the notification button. Anytime I'm about to get on here, you'll get a notification that Rashida is on here. You get a notification that Rashida's on here. So try as much as you can to begin to live your life as if you were living in heaven right now, would you have a worry in the world? You would not have a worry in the world. Ain't no bills. They can move you. Ain't no debt. They can move you because all of these things belong to Source. All of it is God. You want it? Ask for it. And you got it. Thank you so much for taking this time to watch me. I really appreciate you all. See you next time. Bye-bye.